Well, hey there. Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. I'm Joe Mama, your host. So here we are with Kovarex enrichment running. Take a look. Okay, first of all, let's go back over here. And I've extended our uranium enrichment process a little bit. Added some excuse me. I added some centrifuges because now that we have Kovarex, I'm not too worried about overproduction. And so now, as you can see, if you look over here, you can see my my nuclear, I want to call it nuclear waste because that's not exactly what it is. But this depleted uranium is, it's kind of building up. Or it's not even depleted uranium, it's uranium-238, which, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's kind of depleted uranium. But it's been building up for a while here, and I've got a little room to grow if I need it. But now that we have what's called Kovarex enrichment, we can start turning this stuff back into highly enriched uranium-235, and we can use it for nuclear fuel, or we can use it for nuclear weapons. And nuclear weapons take a lot of uranium-235. It works for fuel. We've got a little bit of fuel there, but even with 8 reactors going, we're not using a ton of fuel. And let's take a look at the overall pollution cloud and everything. Now, production is going, things are happening, lots of pollution is being made, but even so, like, let's take a look at our smelters. I guess it's moving, but it's not too bad. Now let's take a look at the copper. Copper is moving. Okay, copper's moving. Steel is moving. Let's see. Is there a particular reason? Let's see. All the steel smelters are operating. So that's good. But I guess we're running a little low on iron ore, but you know what? That's to be expected. But anyway, they're all working, so they're all creating a draw on the power system. But I mean, look at this. We're what? I mean, we'll call it 15%, I would say. I bet if we look around, there's probably a way to calculate it. But well, I mean, it's about 180 megawatts of almost 1.2, so that's about 15%. So we've got plenty of room to grow. Okay, these centrifuges right here, I mean, now that we've eaten up the nuclear waste, we've eaten up most of the nuclear waste. Actually, there's none waiting, so now we've got 6 centrifuges because that one just spat out something. We've got 6 centrifuges that have nothing to do. We could probably pare that down to 2 and be okay from now on. This is my Kovarex enrichment plant, and it is big. Comes all the way down here. Now here's how this works. Here's how I set mine up anyway. I always run 2 rows, and I just basically bring in a feed. Where is this coming from? Okay, yeah, this feed is coming right out of the waste field, right out of the field of uranium-238, and it's coming up the middle. And then I've got a feed here coming down from the uranium-235. You need a lot of uranium-235 to seed this. This is what it does. Okay, it takes in, you know what, it'd be better to show you right here right here. This shows the process, or at least it shows the ratio a little bit better. So it takes 40 uranium-235. That's a lot. It takes 40, and along with an input of 5 uranium-238, okay? And what it spits out is 41 uranium-235 and 2 uranium-238. So what you essentially have is it takes 5, or rather it takes 3. It turns 3 uranium-238 into 1 uranium-235. Okay, so you can start to see how that starts to chew through that nuclear waste. And if you have a bunch of centrifuges working on it, then you can get a lot done. But the key is the catalyst. In other words, a catalyst is something, it's going to go in there, but it's going to come right back out. It just sort of helps the process along. Is 40 uranium-235 and 2 uranium-238. So you need to feed it a grand total of 40 uranium-235 and 5 uranium-238. And what you'll get out is an extra 41 uranium-235 and then 3 less uranium-238. So you need to find a place for all of that to go. And what's happening now is the best way I've found to do Kovarex is to daisy chain them. In other words, don't worry about collecting the results right away. Let it run its course for quite a long while, and then after a while you're going to see massive amounts of uranium-238 uranium-235, the highly enriched stuff. You're just going to see massive amounts of it, and you're probably not going to know what to do with it all, and you're going to find that your field of uranium-238, your dark green stuff, is going to disappear, or at least be greatly diminished. But the key is get to a point where there's a lot of centrifuges working on it. It takes time. Like I said, you just pass the product from one to another, and the way I do it, if I don't want to use, what do you call them? If I don't want to use requester chests and provider chests, you can do it with steel chests, but what I do is I just feed the uranium-238 right up the middle, and all of them can pull off of it as it needs it, and it just comes to a dead end. And then I take the off gas, the byproduct uranium-238, and I bring it right on back to the beginning of the waste field. And when I say waste field, I mean it's basically this uranium plinko where if it goes into one crate and then it just follows a path through inserters and crates until it gets to the end, and it just keeps going until it starts to fill up. And then at the other end, that is where the uranium-238 comes out, feeds into the nuclear fuel, and I've tapped off of that to act as the supply for Kovarex. So that way, the uranium-238 is always there, but it doesn't collect in boxes to a point where these machines, if Kovarex is one of the most difficult to wrap your mind around to set up. But once you set it up, you're good. But there's 2 products in, 2 products out, and you've got the catalyst to deal with to pass on to the next one. It's a complicated process, so setting up the belting so that you don't have to intervene can be a little daunting. But if this is any indication, not long before I started this, I was able to collect up about 40, a little more than 40 uranium-235, highly enriched, enough to get one centrifuge going. And as you can see, now we've got 2 going, so it's multiplied. There's 2 there, but then if you go up here, I think there's another pair. Yeah, right here, there's another pair. So really, we've got 4. And if you look in the centrifuges, you're going to see that this number right here that's waiting in queue inside the machine, that builds up after a while. So it slowly builds up until the next thing you know, you're going to have 2 or 3 pairs running, and then all of a sudden it sends some uranium-235. Are we close to... So what's going to happen is it's going to send... It keeps going up the chain, and then the uranium-235... Oops, what's happening here? Okay. Gets spit out onto this belt, and then it comes right back around on the loop and feeds in at the bottom. So, and this one, the uranium-238, it doesn't get fed back around. It just goes right back to the nuclear waste field and takes the long way around. So that's how that works. And hopefully we'll get to a point. But you can see that the numbers are starting to increase. When you first put these down, that number is 0. So there's uranium-238. It's just waiting to help out, in the next process, if that makes sense. It's waiting in queue. Let it do that. Don't need to go into it and try to pick it all out. It's kind of like, I would compare it to killing the goose that laid the golden egg. Okay, just keep collecting your golden eggs. Don't go in here and another example would be, hey, I won $1 million. You know, your first temptation is, oh, let me spend that $1 million all in one place. In other words, oh look, I ran the Kovarex enrichment in one centrifuge and pull everything out and then use it to create a bomb. When the smart thing to do, because then you have to collect up another 40, put it in there just to get one more out of it. So the smart thing to do is just, you know, let that $1 million collect interest, okay? And then live off the $40,000 a year. Or if you got 2 million, you know, you don't spend the 2 million and just live off $80,000 for the rest of your freaking life. Or whatever. But you know what I mean. Use it to make more money. Let it ripen and let it make more money. So in this case, leave the uranium-235 in place and let it multiply, because you're just going to see it's just going to, like overnight, all of a sudden you're going to look at this arrangement and all the centrifuges are running, and then you're going to find out, wow, I have excess 235. That's when you start tapping off of it and, you know, using it for other purposes. And just make sure you leave enough in the system that it continues to multiply. So I'd kind of like to see this do its thing, spit out and come down below and see what it does. Each of these should spit out close to 40 uranium-235. And like I said, it'll spit out uranium-238, but it's just going to leave the Kovarex compound and then be replaced by this stuff here. I've tried feeding... Oh, there it goes. I've tried actually feeding this byproduct back around, but it eventually kind of like plugs the system, or the machines get starved. Like, because slowly this stuff is going to go away. So if you just introduce some into the system and use that after a while, there's not going to be enough to keep the process going. So might as well involve the whole system and then use the buffer that the whole system offers. Okay, what do we got? Okay, so it's, yep, see, it's filling up. It already started the process, but it has, you know, all this extra that's in there compared to this one here, compared to the one above it. You can see it's already started to multiply, because each time the process goes up one, that means it's created one more uranium-235. Okay, so anyway, that's Kovarex, and again, hopefully that all makes sense. I used to have a post-bin account where if you want the blueprint, I could give it to you, but I mean, just kind of, if you want to use it there, just kind of take a snapshot or whatever. Hopefully that helps. But anyway, I want to show you something else, and for this I want to thank Board Bob. And he pointed something out to me that I'm kicking myself because I didn't notice it before. That this really was the way to go. Actually, let's pull up to a stop and let's take a look. Oh, I expanded the Raj a little bit, but really I'm not ready to do anything to it yet. So here is the new Astral Prime. I've set up, it's using way more space than I need, but that's okay. I've set up a few, what do you call them? I set up a few asteroid grabbers. I got the little feedback circuit, and I'm assuming, you know, Bob, if you're out there, do you use these feedback circuits too? They seem to be working for me, but if there's a more efficient way, I'm all ears. It just seems like almost like there must be something more that I should be doing with those damn things. It's kind of goofy the way it works. What is this? Is this going to get grabbed? I don't know what kind of asteroid that is. It's just a kind of a goofy little mechanic that you have to do the feedback loops. But I've got two of each. What he did was he created a sushi belt like you see here. I've got two belts going around feeding all my factories that produce white science. But each of the, what do you call them? Each of the asteroid grabbers has a filter on it, and they each feed into the loop. And I've got two doing each, two of each type, because there's 3 types of things you could grab. Wait a second, why is... Oh, that's interesting. There's carbon on both sides of that belt. I wonder why that is. Did I fudged that up, didn't I? Probably. Okay, where is... Let me look and see the carbon here. This one is carbon. And where does it go? Oh, I see. Yep, sure enough, that's what I did. Okay, caught that. But anyway, yeah, just set up a sushi belt, and it will keep going as long as you don't have to keep changing. It doesn't matter how full this gets, as long as there's something in there. I only need this grabber to produce one thing, because the other stuff is being produced by other grabbers. It makes sense. Just having one grabber doing one ingredient. Don't expect one grabber to do 3 and then try to manage it. It's a pain in the ass. So yeah, so there's that. Very cool. Not gonna complain about that. But I'm gonna have to fix this belting for, I don't know why, for what the heck I was thinking, why I just had this do that. But you know what? Let's see if we can deal with that. All right, if you know what I can do? I can do this. I can come up and do that. And then let's turn this like that. And it will help fill that belt up. Meanwhile, I'll take this belt out and wrap it around this. And then this will go like this. I had the carbon being, the 2 carbon asteroid grabbers were feeding their stuff to the wrong belt. I didn't catch that before. Now I did. Okay. So the other belt, the inner belt, is just for ice. Okay. So there we go. We've got that going, and we've got white science being dutifully made. So this is going to be our science lab, and I think that's pretty self-sustaining right there. I could just increase the size and increase production, you know, and just leave it as is. And then, but what we're going to do... let's see, go to maps, and let's go to Raj Shamal. This one, we are going to turn into a spacecraft. Okay, we're going to slap some thrusters on it and see what we can do about maybe getting fuel to it. Possibly even getting it moving. I don't know that it will happen today, but you know what? Let's at least give it the old college try. There is something else I want to do. First of all, let's go up to our primary base, and I want to take a look. I think I have everything I need to do it, but I want to take a look at the electric motor situation. Okay, where is it? I think it's up here. Electric motors are proving to be very important for space travel. And I've got a place that makes them, but what we need is we need engines and green chips along with lube. And lube, we've got access to. If you remember, maybe not last episode, but the episode before, we talked about trains. And I've got a lube train, giggity, down there that's not doing much of anything. That's producing lubricant, but we're not actually using it for anything. We can do that. I've got massive amounts of steel production and iron production that's just not getting utilized. Green chips are getting utilized like crazy, but we can tap a few and redirect their effort someplace else. So here's the thing. Let's, do I have them here? I've got these 2 thrusters. Probably have to produce more, but we're gonna go ahead, add those. Oh, this one's already ready to go. Okay. Let's move that. And this one will deliver cargo to Astral Prime. No, we'll deliver it to the Raj. All right. Okay, that's gone. The bomb is almost ready. Okay, so let's go to Dirage. Have they arrived yet? Not yet. Let's see if we can actually add a little bit of platform. Okay, so we need more. Let me add that back. So the next rocket will help deliver that. And let's deliver this. Oh, actually, it might not need to. Oh, I need to make another thruster. Ooh, let's do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we should now actually be able to build some thrusters. Okay, let's put, see, that's 2, 3, the 3 wide. All right. You know what? Just like that is fine. So notice these thrusters, they're in place. They're going to allow us to go to another planet, but if you look, there's these, it needs things. Okay. Thrust, okay, it consumes. Oh, I'm trying to remember. If we look, where is it? Oh, it's not here. Let's go out right here. Here's where we see it. Thruster oxidizer and thruster fuel. We need both. I'm not exactly certain how much it consumes or why, but we obviously need to make some. And it uses carbon and water. Now we can grab carbon out of, you know, out of space if we really want. We can do that, but we can also grab ice. Okay, now there's, I did it, did I do the thing? I know I had wanted to do it, I don't know if I'd actually done it, is actually set up a water line that would bring water and actually can. No, I did not. It was just something I thought I might do, but have not actually done it yet. Couldn't remember. Mind going a million miles a minute with this thing. This is a great setup. But with this, so if we need oxidizer, and oxidizer, what did we say was, oxidizer is carbon and water, okay, and it makes thruster fuel. We'd have to put chemical plants up there. You know what? Let's do that. I think we can totally do that, because didn't I at some point put a chemical plant down there? Did I never do that? Oh, right there. I did grab it. Okay. Right. So, in there. I should put it right in the rocket. How about that? And oh, I can put 9. Well, let's put 4, 5, 6. Then how many more thrusters can I put there? 1. 1 more thruster. Okay, well, we'll send this up there. And so what we would need to do then is, with the oxidizer, we get iron ore and mix it with water. And the water comes from melting ice. So right here, we have this thing, 20 ice melting. You take 1 ice and you can get 20 water out of it. But we have to find ice. And in order to get ice, as you know, we have to, okay, is that launched? No, not yet. This will be the other thrusters. Yeah, and then, along with that, there's going to have to be belts. We're basically going to have to make a production up there. That's going to be fun. And inserters. Okay. Deliver that cargo. Okay, so the way I see it, if I'm reading this right, go to map, go to the garage, we will, let's see, we'll capture the metallic meteor, the metallic asteroid, we'll crunch it up to make iron ore, and we'll mix that with water, and the water will come from the ice that we grab, from the ice meteor, or the oxide meteor. We'll take the oxide meteor, turn it into water, and with the water we mix that to make both the oxidizer and the thruster fuel using like the carbon. Okay, so I'm gonna have to keep that straight. So what we are going to need then is another case of it's going to be another case of getting 3 different asteroid grabbers. Can we make any now? Yes, we can. If I make one, how short are we going to be? Low density structures is what we need. Let's make another. And then more low density structures. Okay. And that would allow us to make 1. So that's 1, 2. I've got 2, so that makes 3. Okay, good. And this one is going to deliver belts. Can it deliver anything else? It can deliver our things. Okay. Now we're also going to need crushers. What do we need for crushers? We need low density structures. Go figure. Boy, I guess I could add a bunch of these, couldn't I? These just don't seem to be... Do I have any speed modules on me? I do not. Man. I could make those run faster. What I need to do is start making assembly machine 3s. I bet I could start cranking out low density structures like nobody's business. Alright. So, let me grab what's in this train. And now let me see how many crushers I can make, because I need 3. 1 for each grabber. No, I could have just grabbed them right out of the chest, couldn't I? Alright, grabbers. 1, 2. Alright, I've already got 1. Excellent. How many will fit? 1. Okay. Deliver. Raj. Alright, so I've got 4 thrusters up there. Okay, excellent. Kind of wanted 6. Thing is, I need to lay this out carefully. But first, I need to worry about production of stuff first. I need to produce the stuff to make the fuel. All right. Are there any grabbers up here already? Oh yeah, they're all up here. Excellent. Excellent. Let's set this one here. Yeah. I don't know how lopsided this is. It might end up being lopsided, whatever. Okay, let's already set this one. This one's going to produce ice. Oops. This one is going to produce carbon. And then as before, do I have any belts up here? Yes, I do. Oh, I need inserters. Alright, let's put a stack of inserters in there. Deliver the cargo. Finding the map key. Alright, that's carbon. Let's actually make some more. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, power. I guess that helped. So we make sure that what gets pulled out of here is, in fact, carbon. Use filters. Carbon, asteroid chunks. That's what we want pulled out. And this one will be icy chunks. Okay. Oh, I actually have some solar panels. Excellent. All right, what else could we send up there? Anything? I'll bet we'll need some undergroundies. We sent the chemical plants up there, right? I think we did. Okay, so our feedback loops are set up. We have chemical plants up there. Now with ice, we need... Oh, you know what else we need? Pipes! Do I have any on me? I've got some of these. Otherwise, not much. I will actually take fewer solar cells up there. It doesn't need to be that many. Okay. That should be good. Probably not so many pipes either. I'll send some pipe to grounds and deliver that to Raj. Okay. So, what do we got? We can run belts. Okay, for the carbon. Oh, duh. Okay. Nope, I missed a step. Missed a step. I need the crusher first. Alright. For the crusher, we'll go there. Next rocket, I think. There we go. That next rocket will carry. It'll automatically come up to us. Now the crusher is where we're going to need the feedback loop. I only have one crusher up there? Did I not send the other two? Oh, I guess I have them in my pocket. Oops, nope, don't need to send that. Send that. And when the rocket is ready, we'll send it on up. Okay, so the crusher will be up here now. For this, everything that this thing is going to grab, in theory, should be carbon. So that only needs the one, and we don't need to put a filter on the inserter. This, however, will require the filters. All right, so it's going to pull out only the carbon asteroids if it gets rejected, if that makes sense. Use filters, carbon. Got it. All right. And what goes back into it? It's only what gets pulled out of it, so we're not too worried about that. All right. And this one will pull any icy meteors, or oxide meteors, whatever they're called. And then that'll put it back. But for the carbon, actually for the ice, we're going to set up a chemical plant. Two of them, actually. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. Then this feed will come this way. Presumably this is going to work. And then we'll have this inserter filtered to deliver ice. Right? Yeah. Filter it to deliver ice. Okay, so then these these chemical plants are going to be producing no, there's something else. There we go. Melting of ice. I wonder if 2 is overkill. Okay, how much will it... How long does it take? How long does that process take? 2 might be overkill, and I kind of hope it is. Oh, that's interesting. All right, let's go back down here and take a look. There we go. Okay, so it happens in a second. And it makes 20 water. 20 water per second. I think 1 might be overkill. Or 2 might be overkill. So that's good, because then what can happen is... Okay, is this rocket... Is it... Okay, it's not carrying anything important. So let's go ahead and attach it back up to the carbon, or to the foundations. Now, let's add at least 1 solar cell. I don't know how many you have. It doesn't really say. So I'm not quite sure what the actual answer is. How many it needs, I don't know. But at least it has power now. Okay, so that creates ice, which creates the water. I wish... Can you put a tank up here? Is that possible? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try it. Alright, let's pull that out. Really? Wow, it doesn't use much. Okay, let's put 2 tanks up there. I, again, have no idea if you can put a tank up there, because it doesn't take any other kind of storage other than the specific storage that it allows you to buy, allows you to build. Okay, so it comes in here, ice gets melted. Now that's our water source. Okay. And then... So we also need to make... We can use the water to make both oxidizer and fuel. The fuel will be over here. I have no idea how much fuel we're going to need. I have no idea. Water. Okay. And I'm actually gonna do this just for gits and shiggles. I'm gonna put this right there. Okay, this will be... Let's see, what does carbon make? Carbon makes the fuel. Okay. Create 75 thruster fuel. That's interesting. Okay. And then the carbon will come from this. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I think this is going to work. Okay. Set this up is going to pull carbon like that. Use filters. I don't know why I did that. Okay, then okay. So is this grabbing anything? Not yet? Not finding any ice? Okay. Whatever. So anyway, this is grabbing carbon, so that's ready to go. And then this one's going to create the oxidizer. And how much does this create? Actually, yeah, look at that. It creates 75 thruster oxidizer. Okay. So this needs iron. It needs iron ore, which is actually pretty cool because that means that we can do... Grab that. Grab this. I'm gonna put this here. Why not? Looks like the place in the back of an F-14 where the air brake is. Alright, let's put asteroid chunk filter. We'll put that. And then crusher will be here. And feedback belt will be there. This will only pull out metallic. Okay. Okay, this will set up to crush that. And that. And then this. Ooh, I wonder if I don't have long-handed inserters with me. Damn it. Okay. That should work, right? This doesn't have any water yet. So, now one of the things that we could do is we could send oil drums full of water up there. Just throwing that out there. If we find ourselves short on water, that is a thing we could do. And I'm not opposed to it. Okay. But you can kind of see what we got in mind. And for the water, I can put a tank. Yes, I can. Okay, for the water, we're going to move the tank out this way. And has it not been sent up? Oh, okay. All right. Actually, let me add two more tanks. One, two. Okay, there we go. Now that's better. And now we'll add more stuff. Okay. Okay, so the tank will show up. Let's go ahead. attach that to that. So now we have oxidizer. Let's see, what do we want to do with the fuel? I'm making this up as I go, if I'm being perfectly honest. Okay, so that fuel there. I'm assuming this is how we hook it up. I could be totally off my nut. So be it. Okay, that's that. And now oxidizer. Let's bring this up to... Oh, I can't. Well, poo. Okay, because I've got this thing there. Yeah, it's not going to work. Alright, then. So be it. What I can do is this. Okay, that's going to be... That's not fuel. This is going to be water. Or this is going to be oxidizer, rather. Okay. And fuel can be... Fuel can be there, I suppose. That would be fuel. Let's use the undergroundies. I don't know how many undergroundies do I have? I want to send more soon. Alright, with that... Let's see. I can feed it in from here. Okay, yeah, that works. That works. Oh, no! Right there. Okay, that feeds into that rocket. But where does this go? This goes to... This is going to be fuel. This is going to be oxidizer. So it needs to feed into here, right there. Okay. That should work. In theory. Right? I'm not getting much in the way of ice, though. And if... Why is that not grabbing... that? Is this full? Oh, because this is full of carbon, so it can't operate. Okay, that's fine. The fact that this is full is no big deal. So, I guess we got that set up. Okay, whenever anything happens, whenever it actually manages to... Okay, here comes one. You're gonna grab that one? Yes. Okay. Oh! Fornicate a waterfowl. Well, duh. That explains it. Okay, let's see if this works. It's working. It's working. It's got to be filled up. Okay, but it's working. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, we have an issue here. This needs to have a filter on it. I thought I put one on it. This filter, okay, it goes here. It needs to have a filter of this. Why didn't I do that? Okay, and now, in order to make this problem go away, Okay, there we go. Alrighty then. Was there any issues with these? Okay, there's carbon there. We've got carbon. It's making fuel. We've got water. Or we've got oxidizer. Oh yeah. Oh, this is good. This is good. Excellent. So I think what it's doing is it's refueling the thrusters right now, which is perfect. We'll add more thrusters as well, but yeah, that's a start. So I'm not going to launch anything. I'm not going to go anywhere until the next episode. I'm not going to do that off camera, but what I am going to do on camera is I'm going to create electric motors here. Okay, I've got so much of what we need revolves around these blue chips, these lightweight, the low density structures. I probably will increase this and then use some of this steel and some of this iron to start making engines. Okay, and with those engines we can use the lubricant, which is down here, to start making electric motors. Why I haven't done it up until this point, I don't know. Just been distracted by other parts of this game, I guess. So, but anyway, I think we'll leave it at that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is exciting. We got things going. Let's check the other pad. This pad is going well, exactly as we want. Okay, could use more ice, but you know what? At least it's not plugging up. So again, thank you, Board Bob, for bringing this idea to light. I'm sure there's more efficient ways to do it. I can see more efficient ways to do it. I mean, using Bob's method. But thank you for pointing that out to me, which it should have been inherently obvious, but I don't know why it wasn't. But thank you for that. And anyway, so we will try this again later, and I will see you then. Ciao.